Okay, so for anybody listening to my live stream now, this is my idea for a new movie that I would like to produce. I would like to get this movie produced. It would star myself um, and Billie Eilish. The movie Popcorn. Okay, this movie was, I think it was produced in around 1990. Okay, um, starring Jill Schoelen and Tom Villard. I want Billie Eilish to see this movie so she could see what kind of get a general feeling of what what the vision is behind this movie and um, what types of ramifications that it has. But anyways, I think she would really be good in this movie because it's kind of a trippy type of movie. It's so kind of the general premise of the movie. I think she would be really be good because I've seen some of her videos, and she's a pretty good. I think she is a pretty good actor because I think acting in videos is like really that's acting. What some of these people that these artists that write songs and then they have their own videos. I just happen to notice that for the song "Therefore I Am," she directed that video, and it's basically just her. And then there's like at the end of the scene, she's in a mall and she's wandering around. It's a funny, cool video. She's stealing food from the food court. She goes and it's kind of funny to watch, and she gets busted at the end. It's really cool. Um, but I think she's a really good actor because from what I've seen in her videos are really funny and cool. But anyways, I think um, maybe she could direct the movie too because she directed that video. So now that'd be a good idea. She could direct the movie too. And she would be like in the character played by Jill Schoelen. I guess Jill Schoelen would maybe she would be um, well. We should probably have her in the movie too as another character, but just a different character that she played. I thought if she played like, how about if Jill Schoelen played Billie Eilish's mom in that character, and then Billie Eilish was in the character that was Jill Schoelen was in? That's a good idea. So Jill Schoelen would be Billie Eilish's mom, and Billie Eilish would have the character that Jill Schoelen plays. That'd be good. And then let's see. So I think that would really be cool. And another idea I had was for Katy Perry to write a whole album of new songs inspired by the original Popcorn, the movie. And just to give everybody a general idea, a general understanding of like what this movie's about, is about these, okay, you got these like film students at a university. I think it's the University of California or whatever it is, something like that. And they're trying to, they're threatening to close a theater, and they can't get the funding for the theater program there. So what they do is they have a horror festival to try to raise the funds for it, and they bring all these people and everything. So they have this horror festival. They show all these old movies, all these old sci-fi horror movies from like the 50s and 60s, and then um, what happens is there's kind of like this like ancillary plot that runs through the movie too, where like the hmm, the this guy who murders his family years ago on stage, he murdered everybody except for one person. He has come back to finish the final murder, so he can murder the final person. So he will have murdered the whole family. So he's come back to town to try to find the last person to murder, and so it kind of becomes like at the end. So it's a really bizarre movie. There, this guy that's come to murder the family. He kind of like a people have these dreams about him, so they kind of like they see him in dreamland and they see him in reality, and it's like the theater is kind of like the dreamland theater in this movie is kind of like juxtaposed, but then it's almost like a juxtaposition of dreams and reality. It's so hard to explain, but you'd have to see it for yourself. But he puts on different disguise because, like in the when he burned down the theater, he got burned to death, and he lost all like most of the flesh on his body was burnt off, and he was. So what he does is he makes these masks out of like, but he okay. So because most of the flesh on his body was burnt off in the fire, he makes these like flesh masks to make him look like a person again, and but he makes these masks that are like replicated on they're based on like other people. So he'll take somebody's exact contours of their face and make a mask out of it, out of human flesh, and that way he can deceive people, make people think he's all these different people and everything. And you'd have to see it, but I think Billie Eilish would like this movie because if you see some of her videos, they are pretty trippy and out there. And so she would. I thought maybe she could direct the movie and star in it. And yeah, she could direct it, and she would be in the character. I explained that already. But okay, so this is kind of like uh, the tagline or whatever you want to call it for the movie. The what do you call that? That like that's that the promotional um, slogan. I don't know, whatever. Okay, The Possessor, because that was the original name of the movie, The Possessor. 15 years ago, he murdered his family on stage and burned down the theater. Tonight, he's back for an encore. Popcorn! Buy a bag. Go home in a box. I know it's very, campy, but I like that kind of stuff. It's all just some good fun. But anyways, and then Katy Perry would write songs inspired by the original Popcorn. I thought that would be a great idea. What do you think? Yeah, it'd be wonderful. Yeah, got to get more people on board for this. Let's see. So, if anybody has any connections to any of these people, you got to let them know that this is something that could really be I think it could be like a financial success and a cultural success, actually. Um, and I don't know, it'd just be so much fun, wouldn't it? Hmm. Is there anything else I want to say in this live stream? Um, that's it. I'll start a new one. Okay.